Today, I am ranking every single lightsaber duel known to man inside of the Star Wars movies, going from S to F, S being the best and F being the absolute worst. I'm just gonna go and get this out the way, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, there we go, that's much better. So, first we have Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul, the very first fight they had. The choreography, it was a fast fight, it wasn't anything best, so we're just gonna put it in B tier. I feel like B tier is a good place for that fight to be. Next we have the Duel of the Fates, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul. This one was probably one of my most favorite fights in all of the Star Wars movies and in most of all the fights. So, right here, it's gonna be a big old S tier to start off. I love this fight and everything was great in it. Even the actors were way better than what they were supposed to be. And then Qui-Gon Jinn got stabbed in the chest, and this is how a Jedi dies. No matter who gets stabbed in all the sequel trilogy or what Disney knows, if you get stabbed in the chest, you're dead. There's no other way around it. Jesus. Well, the next fight is Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku, the first fight in the Attack of the Clones. This fight was honestly, it was okay. It was still better than all the sequel trilogy, and this is when fights were actually starting to be good. All the choreography was great when George Lucas had Lucasfilm. I'm just gonna go and say that right now. They were great. This fight in particular, I don't really remember much about it. It's just gonna go in A tier because Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Dooku. I just remember Obi-Wan getting slayed with a lightsaber in his arm, then Anakin getting his hand chopped off. I don't really remember much of the choreography there. But Yoda and Count Dooku, that was better than that because this is the first time we've actually ever seen Yoda fight, and he backs up his fighting. And he wielded Force Lightning in this, and he pushed it back to Count Dooku, so that was cool. Then I think that's the first two in the Attack of the Clones, so next we actually have Obi-Wan and Anakin and Count Dooku, their second fight, and it's way better than their first one. I'm just gonna go and say that right now. It was way better. I'm not putting an S, but it's way better than their first fight. It's not better than that one, but Count Dooku gets his head chopped off, so hey, you know, it's better than nothing. Then next, there was a lot of fights in episode 3. I don't remember them in full-on chronological order, but I think the one after that is Obi-Wan versus Grievous. Hello there. This fight, putting in B tier. It was cool to see Grievous have 50 lightsabers and Obi-Wan only having one, then Obi-Wan ultimately killing him, because they've had multiple interferences in the Clone Wars. We all knew Obi-Wan was going to win anyway. So, there was that. It was great, okay? It was a good old little fight. So, then I think after that one was Mace Windu versus Palpatine. It's a C tier fight. It's way better than all of the sequel trilogy fights. I'm just going to say that right now. But it's alright. It's Mace Windu, the second most powerful Jedi, versus Emperor Palpatine, now Darth Sidious. It was an alright fight. There was nothing that, besides the big old Mace Windu shattering the glass, and then we have that big interference right there, and then we have Emperor Palpatine shooting Force Lightning at Mace Windu, then Mace Windu deflecting it back to him, and then his face gets all deformed. Then after that fight, that is the best fight ever. It's just the best fight ever. But we actually have Yoda versus Palpatine. This was a cool fight. I would put it up there as an S tier. I would. It's just an amazing fight. We see the two most powerful creatures in all of Star Wars fight against each other. And Darth Sidious versus Yoda. This was a great fight all around. This was an amazing fight. Next we have Ben Kenobi versus Vader. Another C tier fight. I would say the Mace Windu and Palpatine is a lot better than that one. That one was just a lot slower, and Ben Kenobi getting old. So Ben Kenobi being old, he wasn't as strong as he once was, and Darth Vader was about as full as he was when he was Anakin. So obviously Darth Vader was going to win since Obi-Wan actually gave up and wanted to go to be a Force ghost. So yeah. Give his life to the Force. Next we have in The Empire Strikes Back, Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader. This one was alright because at this point of the timeline he was about an apprentice of Yoda and as well as Ben Kenobi, so he was learning, not that fast, so I'll put it in a good old B tier. It was better than Obi-Wan versus General Grievous. Then Luke Skywalker versus Vader. Honestly, I'll put it in S tier. Luke Skywalker versus Vader. This was the best original trilogy fight. With the choreography was amazing. And Luke had the high ground yet again, just like Obi-Wan did whenever they fought against each other in the prequels. So yeah, here's my lightsaber duel from the movies tier list. So, bye.